back to the weekly band crawl for Labor Day weekend. Made it happen. Emmett rescued her. I was planning on just grabbing. I was just going to grab my equipment, walk into the post time, and be like,
and
sit,
ambush me.
And we're going to do it.
Heard.
And then Emmett's like, we're doing the drumathon there. Why don't I just bring Deana to you? I'm like, it's a great idea. And so he saved you. He saved you. So let's talk. So you were just saying before we started filming that you probably shouldn't tell us how you met him, and of course that means you have to tell us how you met him.
I don't care.
That means you have to
You
do
don't
it.
care?
He doesn't care. This is the guy who wears jet on his pants. He doesn't care about anything.
Was it maybe 2012 in the Bank in Blues?
I'm thinking more, it is 12 or 13.
I was managing Bike Week.
Okay.
And Strut was playing in the Bank. We have a green room in the Bank. It's very nice. The first part you walk in, it's mainly like a little living room, and then the dressing room's through there. And my office was back to the right and through. Well, I needed to go to my office. Little did I know, Emmett happens to be in the first part, butt naked. I am walking in, and I see the back of him, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He goes, "Don't worry about it. Everyone's seen my ass."
And
it's not a lie.
I'm leaving it alone.
She's just now getting her sight back.
Yeah, it's been tough. Ooh.
10 years,
like
it's
10
finally
years.
starting to come back in.
That glow is starting to kind of dissipate.
Yeah.
So the reason we were able to finally get you here is because we're doing the drumathon at Post Time.
At Post Time.
Which is, by the way, that's an awesome idea.
I loved it.
It's an awesome idea.
The minute Emmett came to me and asked me if we would host it, right away I said yes. I would love to do this.
Yeah, so tell me about the drumathon a little bit. I mean, I know I've gone to it, but a lot of people don't know.
So the drumathon started 34 years ago, back when she was just a baby.
Oh, thank you.
And what it is the guy that started it, Tom Miller, his granddad told him what he was doing is you got to do something with your talent. So he's always been a big Jerry Lewis fan, so he came up with the idea of a drumathon, 24 hours, just drums. And what we used to do it in the Walmart parking lot in Sanford.
Yep.
Under these tents. When it first started, it was a big, like, those tents you put over a home when they're fumigating. It's a giant tent. Well, it kind of got smaller and smaller. Next thing you know, we're under a couple canopies. And, things happen. People kind of leave. People come back. Sometimes you get 6 or 8 drummers all at one time. One year, it was just me and Tom. 24 hours.
That's it?
That was it.
How long ago was that?
About 7 or 8 years ago.
Really?
Maybe 9 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and what's funny, I had gone into my truck to take a little nap, and what actually woke me up was not hearing anything.
Right, because it's almost like the background noise becomes the thing.
He had to use the restroom, so he had to go to the Walmart, and I'm like, well, so I got up, and that's kind of the deal. We're kind of nitpicky about continuing the drum sound or some kind of percussion, even if it's somebody's clapping. Whatever it is. Right. Well, come on the 30th, we're like, you know what? We're not kids anymore.
Well, you are.
That's true. Christmas card will be in the mail. So, we do the drumathon to raise money for the muscular dystrophy. That's first and foremost. Well, what we were realizing is after, we used to do it from 5 o'clock on Sunday till 5 o'clock on Monday. Mm-hmm. Well, what we were realizing is when it started to get 1, 2 in the morning maybe, and the whole next day we weren't making any money. Because, nobody's coming out.
People came and
People are with their families. So we said, you know what, let's just do a 6-hour blowout. So we just do it 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Done.
And that's what you're doing at Post Time this time?
That's what we're doing at Post Time.
Okay, so now, you mentioned there's a lot of people bringing drum sets out.
Yeah.
Right? Greg Thompson mentioned he was doing it.
Greg Thompson.
Tony
D.
Tony D. Fabrizio said he was bringing it.
Uh-huh.
Now, you're going to bring something.
I'll have the big rocket fly kit.
Now, by big, we talking both bass drums or one?
One.
Okay, you got to bring 2.
I can't bring 2.
The second
I don't
bass
have the
drum
right...
never gets out.
But I don't... Yeah, no, it's so...
You should...
It's keeping nicely, though.
It is.
But I have to have that extra rack piece to make the rack bigger.
I just think...
It's a whole thing.
You build stuff for a living, man. Come on. So the Rocket Fly kit will be there. Tony D's kit will be there.
Yep. Tom, of course, him.
Tom will have his kit there.
Yeah. So we're going to have like 4 or 5 kits, maybe 6. I mean, I don't know.
Now, are these all going to be on your stage, or are they going to be all over the place?
On the stage, like right in the front.
And on the dance floor, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, on a rug.
On the bar. on the tables.
Well,
Whatever
she's saying that
on
like
the
you
pool
won't do
tables,
it.
wherever we need
Don't
to.
think
She's
I
saying
won't.
it like you won't do it.
You give me a marching snare and I'm all over that.
And that's it.
We might have to put one on the pool table.
I don't care.
So you're doing 6 to 12, and is there something happening at post time before that?
No.
So we're just doing the drumathon. I
Yes.
know for a while you talked about maybe an after party or whatever, but now that it's 6 to 12, I'm guessing it's just the
Yeah.
drumathon.
Yeah.
But there are some food specials if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. We have a new kitchen manager, so everything will be finalized and more food specials will be added on.
Good.
Drink specials. We'll have the attitude adjustment hour from 5 to 7
Oh, that's what I'm
with
scared.
$2 well
this
drinks,
is
domestic
for.
beer, house wine,
Okay.
order off
good.
calls.
So there's plenty going on.
plenty
Yeah.
going on.
You're fully staffed, ready to
We are
go.
ready.
Now
Yeah.
people can come, and even if they don't want to play, they can donate.
Oh,
They can
come
hang.
and
You don't have to be a
donate.
drummer to go to the drumathon.
Absolutely not. We want people to come to the drumathon that aren't drummers, as well as drummers. We
Yep,
want
just-
people to come and play, especially the bands that play there. Come on and support the place that you love to play.
Well, and it's a good cause at the same
It's a
time.
great cause. I mean, like I said, we've been doing it. This will be the 34th year.
And this is the first
Technically the
time
third,
you've done
yeah.
it inside at a venue, though.
Very first.
Okay, because I remember helping you set those big tents up.
Yep, this is the first time inside, so we'll have air conditioning,
Food.
no weather issue, great food, and drinks.
You gonna play some drums, Deana?
Yes.
I'll give it a try.
All right, there we go.
Oh, I
my
answered
goodness.
for her. I'm getting her out there.
Oh, you'll make it happen.
You guys are creating a monster here. Be careful.
Whoa.
Be careful.
You heard her.
How long have you two known each other?
Oh.
It's been a long time.
I was a little baby.
So I met Emmett years ago.
With
and
his clothes on.
He had his clothes on. Yeah, actually, do you know and don't do anything about it. I am one of the people who can say I have not seen Emmett's ass, which is why my vision is still 2020.
Oh, I can fix
Yep.
that.
So
If nobody knows, Dory's over there.
yes, Dory's over there. She showed up while we were taping earlier, so she's just hiding off screen. But so I met him it was a long time ago, but at the time, and I think a lot of people may not even know this, Emmett was working at some other company building things out of wood, chairs, upholstery, like all that kind of stuff. And my wife is a published author, like Emmett, and she wanted a library in the house. So we had this 2.5 car garage that the floor was raised already. I used to use it as a rehearsal room. We didn't need it anymore because we had this. I hired Emmett and said, I want you to build this library, which is a huge project because he built everything from scratch. It's multi-layer. I'll post some pictures of it underneath the bankroll. And so he worked here at my house for 18 months, right? Maybe even a little more, building the library, which at the same time we used that to kick off his company so he didn't have to work for somebody else
Nice.
anymore. And that's how we opened EH3 Custom Woodworking.
Right.
That project basically funded the launch. And then while he was doing that, other people were coming and seeing it and saying, oh, well, I'm going to hire you to do this, hire you to do that. And so now you've had the company 4 years, 5 years? 6 years.
I think so,
It goes
yeah.
really quick.
It does go quick.
Yeah, and so Emmett
Yeah.
now has, let's see, so you've built for a lot of people in town. I mean, a lot of people in town. But in my house alone, you did the back bathroom, you did the library, you did the, you're doing the crown molding in the dining room. You built which you're finishing up, a big, like, cabinet in one of our bedrooms.
Oh, yeah.
You put the floor in the library, too.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't just the library, the floor and the fireplace,
Right.
which is famous because it came from Lucky Erickson.
Ooh.
Remember, he was renovating,
That's
and he was
right.
like, "I have an electric fireplace." He goes,
Yeah, we
so anyway,
picked it
Emmett
up.
is a master carpenter, so that's how we met. Is I needed a project done, and somebody said, "Oh, Emmett does woodworking. You should talk to him," and that's how we connected. So I'll tell you why I was anxious to get you on.
Oh,
So no, you're good. She has been terrified for like
Still am.
months. You don't have
She's
to be
doing
terrified.
such an amazing job.
I know, it's crazy. So
I told you I'd hold your hand.
Yeah,
there
you
it is.
did.
You have her
There
under
we
control.
have it.
So,
One of my favorite people. I tell him all the time.
there you go. So, and you've seen his ass. I mean, you guys are close. You guys are close.
That's not
So-
why he's one of my favorite people. Let's just get that straight.
That just happened to happen. It's just a thing. So,
Oh my God.
the reason I was glad to get you on here is because every week, except for one, I have bands on. And there really is, like, Rocket Fly and Strut are pro level. They've been around forever. They know how this works. They know how the clubs work. They know how the bands work, all that. On a weekly basis, I will see a post online in a Facebook group, on the band crawl somewhere, where you can tell that there is a disconnect between how the band thinks this works and how the club thinks this works. And they just don't put two and two together. And so I had some questions about that because you're booking the bands, or are you just referring them over to the young lady who books them?
Mr. Pinner books the bands.
Himself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people touch base with me, a lot of people I know from some of the bands, and I'll refer them to him. One of the main things I tell him is, I can't go see the band since you had me working every weekend, so can you bring them to me? So there's bands more and more bands that I would like to see come into Post Time, Midnight Mayhem. We're working on that. He is switching it up some. It's not all rock anymore. You can see the Groove Slayers will be there Saturday, starting dance parties on Thursday nights with bands.
And you, for a while, you were all dance. For a while, it was
Yeah.
kind of a dance club.
Yeah.
And people you had like a diehard crowd of people who went there to, the DJ would play and the band would play.
That was before my time.
And it was, it was a
Yeah.
dance club.
Yeah.
And then over the last number of years, it's kind of diversified out. You've got
Yeah.
everything from Crash Rocket and Papa Wheelie to Rocket Fly down to
And
even
we had
Torn.
Diesel in, and
Even Torn, like
and
it gets heavy,
Fracture,
it gets-
and,
Oh yeah.
you know, I tell them you got to hit some other pockets once in a while.
Yeah.
Well,
Get some new
yeah, it is-
faces in there. Yeah.
It is. So I'm curious what the formula is. So I have another friend of mine who's going through this now.
Yeah.
So a band comes in and they play for Post Time.
Yeah.
What makes it a good fit for the club?
It should never cost us more than 20% of our sales for a band.
Okay, so you
So,
want a 5x ROI on what you pay the
need
band.
to do, if you can do 10%, that's golden. 15% is usually around average
Mm-hmm.
from the sales to what the band costs. A lot of bands don't realize the overhead just to open the doors on a weekend
Oh,
and
yeah.
what it costs a month just on overhead. I don't know how some of the bars are doing it and how they're staying open. We're lucky that Mr. Pinner owns the building. You
Oh, that helps
'cause-
a lot.
Yeah, because some of them have at least $5,000 in rent.
Right.
Then you have your liability insurance can be close to $2,000 a month, depending.
And your staff,
and your
and your food
payroll,
costs, and your
food
drink costs, and your sure. So
and then your electric bill is around $3,000 a month, depending the
Yeah.
size of your.
I mean, it just
co-
gets people don't have.
And
So-
they don't
no
realize,
idea.
and there's only so many drinks that can go across that bar at a time.
of course you only
And
have
then
so
you
many
have the
people working.
bartenders that are so busy and people are lined up, and then the bartender gets to that person, they don't even know what they want, and then they want to ask the bartender a million questions. Bartender needs to get these drinks out.
Right.
They need, and the bands are great that come in there. They do promote the drinking, the party atmosphere, even if they don't drink. They promote
Right,
the party atmosphere.
Yeah.
And they
And-
get people to drink and
And so
celebrate.
you guys are looking for. So if you pay a band $600 for the night, you guys are looking for that band to make $3,000 in sales.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to pay the band, cover your overhead, and
Yeah.
put a profit on the bar. And ideally, you're looking for that band to come in and have that be 10%. So a really good
Yeah.
band would come in and pull 6,000.
And the way the food cost and everything is now, we have to really go by actually the liquor cost because we don't make any money in the kitchen. We've had to pay more to keep the staff in there. We haven't raised our food prices yet. Just example, our case of wings went up $50. It's crazy.
I do love some
Everybody's
wings.
getting hit every direction, and
You're costing her money.
I don't know how some of these bars are staying open. Be thankful for the staff that show up. Be thankful
For
that
sure.
they're there and they're doing their best to help keep the party going. Not.
Well, and they're
just-
kind of in the same boat that the venue is, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they're making X amount of money, and now that's not nearly what it equated to a year ago.
Right.
You know,
Well,
so
we're
you're having a
lucky
harder
at Post
time.
Time. We have such a solid staff and solid.
Yeah, except for that Tony guy.
That Tony guy. Oh.
I'm just kidding. He
He's gonna
knows I
smack
love
you
him.
around.
He
when
knows
you
you
get to
love
the
him.
drum.
You know he's
I'm
gonna get back
I'm
at
hiding
you.
behind my kid. That's what I'm gonna do. I would think that it would be really frustrating and hard for a bartender to let that be known if somebody was to come up and say, I kind of want like a buttery nipple, but what's in that? Especially
Yeah.
like if it's a really busy night.
And you can't be rude and be like, listen,
Yeah,
I
don't
take a
have
drink,
time
I
for
gotta
that.
go.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
and that's
it's
holding
good that
up
you're
the
that
sales.
busy, and it's
Yeah.
good that you're that busy.
Yeah.
And so that makes sense on the ratio. I've heard everything from 3x, I've heard 5x, I've heard 6x. So that's one thing I always hear.
Yeah.
The other thing you hear on both sides of the fence, because I work with people who run places like you do, and I work with obviously with bands, including having one, is both sides hate dealing with the other. You hear from bands like, oh my God, I hate booking clubs. It's so like I have to chase them, and and I'm sure I hear on the owner manager side, oh my God, I'm inundated with bands 24 hours a day. We want to play. We want to play. We want to play.
Yeah.
So Post Time is one of the more established premier venues, right? You have a nice stage, you have a dance floor. It's a great place to play. How does a band go about that? What's the difference between the band that approaches you guys that you say, you know what, we're going to bring you guys in, and the band that approaches you that you're like, yeah, I'm not answering the message, I don't want to do it?
It depends. Sometimes Mr. Penner will go and hear a band.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen him out at other clubs.
Yeah, he likes going out to hear the bands. Especially, I tell a lot of them, like I told Judy, behave. Keep messaging him. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't give up. Just keep messaging him. He's a very busy man. He has a lot going on.
He does get busy.
So busy, and he's a very hands-on owner. He's there almost every night. He sees things I don't see. You know, I'm thankful that he's there. I'm thankful that he helps us out as much as he does. People have noticed that he'll even go bust a table. He'll take a trash can out. He will help when we're really busy, you know, and we don't want the staff to stop selling. I'll be out there dragging trash cans out or whatever we need to do, washing dishes, whatever, just to keep them going to get the sales up.
So it's really just about the persistence of staying on.
Yeah, just keep on it, because he may not see that email. He has so many going through.
Oh yeah, he's just so busy. I remember a few weeks ago he was expecting my call, and I still didn't get through. So it's not like he's sitting there in front of the rotary phone like this, going, "Man, I hope they call." Man,
yeah, I'm sure he's busy.
Come on, anytime now.
He said rotary because he probably still has
Yeah.
rotary phone. It's probably rotary
Well,
phone
he's owned the bar 40 years.
That's what I'm saying.
40 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's right. So on a totally different note, you sit through band after band after band after band. I mean, they all row through the club.
Yeah.
There's got to be something that you're just like, oh my God, if I never hear that again, I'll be fine. There's got to be a song or two that you hear all the time that you're like, just like we say, if I never had to play this one again, it wouldn't bother me. There's got to be something that you're like,
yeah, I'm not gonna go.
You're not going to tell me?
No.
No, it's not negative.
She likes all music.
She likes all
I
music.
like it all.
All right, then let's flip it. What are your favorites?
You know, I love when they plays the Cult.
Yeah, okay.
The Cult.
Yeah.
Anybody when they play the Cult, I love it. Love
Okay.
the Cult.
That's-
Not very many bands play the Cult.
No,
Which one does Eric play?
I don't know.
probably Firewoman.
Some of them are doing She Sells Sanctuary, that's why I asked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Now, Rockafly doesn't have any cult though, do you?
Every once in a while,
Every
if
once
the
in a
moon is blue and the planets line up, we'll play Love Removal Machine.
Really? Okay, I haven't heard you guys do that one. Now
I
you're
haven't
getting
heard
ready,
us do it in a long time either.
and you're getting ready to release some original music as Rockafly.
We absolutely are.
When
First
is this
time
coming?
in 15 years.
Now you had one original song a couple years ago, right? The one you
It's
did the
going to
video
be on
for?
the album, yeah.
Oh, but that's the only original you put out. Was the one song with the
That's it.
video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the last time when we played Post Time a couple of weeks ago, we played 3 of our originals from the album.
Everybody loved them.
They went over really well.
The
Okay.
crowd, it was crazy.
I have a really good feeling about this.
Yes.
Pedro, I don't know how, he just like poops out songs.
People were
It's
coming
just
up
like,
to me saying, "Was that really
I just don't
original?
get it.
Was that really an original?" I'm like, "Yeah."
So
Yeah.
when are they going to hit? When is the
we're,
official release?
We're really going to try to have it out by the holidays because everything's mixed. Sean Shannon is doing a phenomenal job.
He's terrific.
Yeah, so everything's mixed. We just have to set a studio date to get it mastered.
Mhm.
Make sure that there's continuity and all that other stuff. And there's a lot of things that people don't realize. It's like, oh, let's just record some stuff. That's just one part of it. There's artwork, there's PR, there's this. I mean, there's so much that, Pedro's doing a lot of that behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Just remembered, I forgot to send in my thank yous. Thanks, Pedro.
There you go.
We love you.
So around holiday time now, I'm old, right? You're older, but
Easy.
are we
I'm the
putting?
oldest.
You're the youngest by far, by far.
Well, at
we're
least you look the youngest.
we're Are you going to put out actual CDs, or is this going to be
yeah.
like digital release?
Both, but we will have CDs with the booklet, liner.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
The whole thing. Matter of fact, earlier when I was here and you were on a meeting, I was working on a photo location for some of the sleeve work.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
So this could be a full blown release.
and we're storyboarding a couple of video ideas as well
Okay.
that we may be reaching out to our fans for.
Now,
Just saying.
now tell me how that original release works out with Voodoo Moonshine, because Pedro's got that too. They just won a whole bunch of awards.
Right.
And they played The Rock to Stop Suicide.
Sure.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're going to basically just have the two albums out, but neither band is playing the other band's stuff.
No.
Okay, so there's no crossover.
No, not at all.
Are you excited about
No.
the originals?
So out of the 30 plus songs that we played a couple of weeks ago, I was so excited about 3 of them.
Because of the originals. That's right. That's right. And how long did this take to do? It was a while, I think.
About 2 years. Yeah, I started recording at Reed Hayes' studio. About 2 years. It would have been 2 years ago this past July. I started recording. Yeah.
Okay. So this was a much longer process than you would think.
Right. But I mean, we want it right. We don't just want to, throw out something and say, "Hey, that's us." We want this to stand the test of time, if it can. You just do the best you can. That's all you can do.
Did you happen to see the video for the first Rocket Fly original?
No.
So my favorite thing of that was Pedro walks into his, I'm assuming it's his son's room, that was his son, but
Oh, yeah.
He walks in and he's like, "Hey, we finished recording this thing, check it out." And he throws him a cassette tape. And the kid looks at it and he's like, "Oh yeah, cool." And so Pedro's like, "No, go check it out." And the kid takes the tape and goes, "Oh yeah, Dad, this is awesome."
That's funny.
Like, yes, it's a very cool video. You should definitely check it out. So I'm excited for the Drumathon.
Oh, it's
Very
gonna
excited.
be great. I hope everybody comes out.
Going to be an album release party when you do this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I had an idea, but everybody said it was dumb. So.
Oh, so that's it? That's killed?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but there'll be an album release party.
Oh, absolutely.
Will there be a
There's gonna
story time?
Oh, I might do that at Drumathon.
Yeah.
There might need to be a story time with Joe.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one in a very long time.
Okay.
When was the last story time?
Ooh, about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I've been busy trying to write books.
It's PR.
Can't write music.
It's PR.
Pedro can write music, can't write books. I can't write music.
Gotta get the story time. Maybe there'll have to be a story time at the Drumathon.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
And let me say this. I've been playing Post Time for a long time. A lot of years. And the day that Mike hired her was probably the best day they've ever had. Because, I mean, she used to run at Bike Week, the 3 Doan bars, Bankin' Blues, Dirty Harry's, Full Moon. She ran all 3.
And you were, all year you were with one of them. Were you with Dirty Harry's? I know you mentioned you were with one of the bars. Or am I remembering wrong?
Year round, I managed all 3.
Oh,
and
all
then
3 of them?
during
Okay.
a bike event, just one, usually in the bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
I call the bank my baby.
Well,
That's
every
my
week when you
baby.
send me stuff for Post Time, you always say, "Oh, and here's what's going on at the
The bank. That's
Which
my
is why I know.
And they're like family to me over there. I love
Oh,
them.
yeah.
John DiGiulio, Director of Operations, Chris J. John will reach out to me sometimes to ask me to request or to give him a band for possibly Bike Week. So actually this last Bike Week, I sent him Skin Deep, Cobalt 27, and Judy Behave.
Yep.
You should have liked all
Yeah,
3 of those.
Yes,
He did.
yes, yeah.
So we're a dance band, so if we get called for Bike Week, it's by like Schwinn and Huffy and just little
Yeah,
Cadillacs. They don't put us out with the big
That's
dogs.
probably
They don't put us out with the big dogs.
no.
Huffy.
Huffy, remember Huffy?
Remember Huffy
I remember
bicycles?
Remember
Huffy.
Huffy? Come on, man, ding ding.
I don't
Remember?
think they're around anymore.
Oh, are they not around anymore? I don't know. I
don't
thought they
know.
were. That's how long it's been. That's
He
how
probably
long it's
has
been.
one.
My wife had one for a long time, and we gave it to my daughter, but I don't know anymore. So I'll ask you one more thing that I don't think is a line, right? So having done all those clubs, and you were in Vegas before that,
Yeah, I managed 2 bars in Vegas.
you've got to have a funny story from a band coming into a club. You don't have to say the band name or any of that, but you've got to have something that happened at a club that you're like, "Oh my God."
Well, I already told you.
Oh.
He's your favorite? Walking in on buck
One
ass
butt?
naked Emmett? What about you? You've got to have a club story that you're like, "Oh my God."
Okay. I went into load into a club one time years ago, I was with Scotty Romans, Terry Rentelman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We got there, and there was already a band there. Well, what are you doing here? We're like, what are you doing here? So it was like an 80s movie. It was like, I thought, we were going to like rumble or something like that. And I say club loosely.
Okay.
It was a house.
Oh, like a private party?
No.
Oh, no, it wasn't a private party.
No, it was a house that somebody converted into a club. And I recall the guy saying, "Oh, you can leave your stuff here because I sleep on the pool table."
You played some really nice places.
You have no idea.
Some really nice places. Now you're at the Post Time. Look at that.
I know. It's exciting.
Look at that. Well, I'm excited for the Drumathon. I'll be there. I'm sure a ton of people are going to come out. You're going to sell shirts?
We have shirts.
Any raffles, giveaways? Or is it basically Drumathon donations and some shirts?
Drumathon donations. We have shirts. Like I said earlier, food specials. People can get something to drink. Just hang out. Let's just have a good time before Labor Day hits.
Right, because
everybody's off on Monday.
Right, yours is on the Sunday from 6 to 12. And it's awesome that you made that come together.
Thank you.
Because I know you had to go to Mike and say, hey, can we do it? And it was nice of him to say, you know what, yep, we'll.
It was,
because normally he'd have a band.
Back and forth.
Yeah, he wasn't sold on it. He's very old school, and he's so used to having a band that night. Doesn't know how that will go over. So I said, have I let you down yet?
There you go.
Ooh.
And it was nice of him to allow it. So thank you very much for making it happen.
And it was nice for Emma to come to us first.
Oh, yeah.
Give us the first chance.
So let me ask you, because I'm going to let you go.
Thank you.
Right, I know. But she's like, I'm out of here.
She can see the red light in her peripheral vision. She's like,
I keep looking at Dory. She's my cheerleader.
Was it as bad as you thought to be on a camera?
no, I told you. We're just talking.
You did great.
She was fine until you just asked that.
Yeah.
No, she knows.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming out and doing it.
Come and see us at Post Time.
Yes, come out at Post Time. Come on over, check out the Drumathon. We'll see you guys this weekend. Have a great one and stay safe.